I did see, I think during this last election cycle, at least some of the candidates, at least I think I saw started to entertain that long form podcast thing,
Yeah.
which, I think the right did it way more than the left, just given, you can break down that as to why. But if both parties started doing that more, I would imagine, I mean, it's more time, right? It's definitely more time consuming, but I just think, at least how we work in this country, we get a non-talking point version of what this person thinks about whatever the issue is, right?
Yeah.
And just that, and it's funny too. Every time, whether someone that I've maybe had some preconceived notions about based on the 2-second clips you saw on Fox News or 3-second clip you saw on MSNBC or CNN or wherever it was, you start forming these opinions, right? Because the media is not unbiased at all in either case, and you start forming these opinions even subconsciously. And I noticed when I would see a candidate in any sort of long form where they start going, yeah, that's a tough one, and they start reflecting on why maybe they came to that opinion and some of their personal experiences, maybe pain and trauma as a kid. You start to, now it may not change your opinion on the particular, policy but it immediately gives you that empathy. You're like, oh, I understand why they came to that conclusion. They're not just evil, or I'm here, but they're there, but gosh, I see why they got there. And I can't imagine having gotten there through the journey that it took, so but it took a 2-hour conversation on a podcast for me to get to that, and I just don't think the system's set up to it's just,
But
how do you monetize that? How do you, unfortunately, it's tough.
I have no idea how to monetize it, but it's something as individuals we can do. And if we can do it more as individuals, maybe other people will pick it up. But I think the point you made is very good. The point of a dialogue is not to get the other person to agree with you, but to understand where they're coming from. That we used to say back in my day. And even that small amount of empathy, that you can understand where they're coming from, changes the tone of the debate. And that's one of the things we certainly need to if we're going to debate, at least we can change the tone of the debate, because you're talking to someone who you don't regard as evil.